And other news, French President Emmanuel Macron will be hosting a conference on Ukraine at the Elysee Palace. The gathering this Monday aims to show continued Western support 2 years after Russia's invasion began. Macron is eager to project European unity as fears grow that America's support to Kyiv could wane, especially if Donald Trump returns as president. For more on this story, we can bring in our international affairs editor, Ketevan Gorjasani. Ketevan, great to see you. Why is Macron doing this?
Well, as you said, there is the situation in the United States, and Macron and all the other European leaders understand that they need to sort of step up. So the official message is that this is to show the unity of Ukraine's allies, because, of course, there are a lot of European leaders, but there are also representatives from the US, from Canada, so it's not just a European conference. And then there's a message for Moscow that the Western alliance is determined to defeat Russia's aggression in Ukraine. But when the Elysee Palace explained the reasoning behind this meeting, the summit, they were also insisting on the fact that they want to counter the sort of recent rhetoric around the Western support for Ukraine waning. They want to counter the doom and gloom. They want to show that, yes, there might be some issues, but that there are still a lot of countries that are there for Ukraine. And they also insisted on the fact that, yes, they need to step up, and they want to discuss ways to better and more efficiently help the Ukrainians. For Emmanuel Macron, there's also an aspect, a personal aspect, which is that he's trying to sort of become the champion, the leader of that European support for Ukraine, while the Americans sort of figure out how they're going to continue helping the Ukrainians. So he's trying to sort of lead the way, if you will. And there is something that he's been talking about before even the war in Ukraine, which is European security and the independence of European security. And this comes really to reinforce that message. And Vladimir Zelensky has taken note about the European position. He says that because of what is happening in the US, he's seeing a change in attitude among European leaders who understand that they need to step up and that it is important for the Ukrainians, but it is also in the interest of the Europeans to step up in their help.
To be fair, we have seen the Europeans step up in recent weeks in support of Ukraine, but Europe is obviously stepping up as America sort of lies in limbo. We have this money, this aid for Ukraine that is stuck in limbo in the United States, and we also have the prospect that Donald Trump could return as president.
Absolutely. And so there is some worry, and it is public, worry among Europeans, worry among Ukrainians about what is going to happen in the United States. So when it comes to the aid, the military aid, that package that includes more than $60 billion for the Ukrainians, there is some optimism, even though it's been stuck in Congress for several months now. There has been a bill, a bipartisan bill, that passed in the Senate, but it is stuck in the House because the Speaker of the House is refusing to put that bill to a vote. And Joe Biden is trying to convince Mike Johnson to actually move ahead on that. He is going to have a meeting with all four congressional leaders, the two Republicans, the two Democrats, both the House and the Senate, to try to put pressure a little bit on Mike Johnson. Because right now the pressure is coming from the other side, meaning it's coming from former President Donald Trump, who has really put pressure on Mike Johnson, along with the Trump allies in the House, to basically threaten Johnson. If you put that bill to a vote, we might threaten your position as Speaker of the House. So there are some conversations happening as to how they could put that bill to a vote without having to deal with Mike Johnson. And then there is, of course, the idea that time is of the essence. For the Ukrainians, they need the aid right now, and time is of the essence because in November, no one knows exactly what's going to happen. And if Donald Trump comes into power, could change everything.